Welcome back. We're continuing our discussion on SAT month. April Flagg joins us here. Now, April's going to give us some information on the math section. So, April, what can students expect with the math section?
So, before I talk about what students can expect, I just want to remind everyone that I am an English teacher. So, math isn't necessarily my strong point. However, I do have a very good friend, Ben Goodwin, who works in Washburn. He is a math teacher, and he worked with me on these questions this week. I asked him some basic questions about the math section, and this is what he told me. You can expect basic arithmetic, you can expect algebra and its functions, geometry and its measurements, numbers, operations, statistics, and probability.
Okay, now what exactly is the grid section?
The grid section was the one that most of the students, when they emailed me this week, they had some issues understanding what it is. Think of the grid section like the first part of your test where you have to fill in those bubbles. All it's going to do is ask you a question, and you have to do the basic math to figure that question out, and then you fill in the bubbles. My number one key for that one, though, the computer doesn't read the little line above, so if you wrote 328, the computer isn't going to read your 328. It's going to read the 328 you fill in underneath. It doesn't matter if you start from the right or the left, as long as you have the right number in there.
So the students taking the test, what can they do to kind of maximize time and earn points?
So the math section moves from easy to hard. And it's one of the only sections in the SAT that does that. So one of the things that I've read over and over this weekend, make sure that you're spending the time on the easy and the medium questions. Because remember, an easy question and a hard question, they're worth the same amount of points. So you could get all the hard questions good and all the easy questions wrong, but there are more easy than hard. So make sure that you're taking your time where your time is best spent, which is on the easy to the medium questions.
And if you're running short on time, and this can happen in many times, should you still try to answer all the questions?
I asked my friend Ben about that, and he had kind of a double answer, which to be honest is pretty much what you find with most SAT experts. In most opinions, it is best for a student to take an educated guess. Narrow it down to 3 and guess with an educated thought. Some people say if it's a harder SAT question, don't guess. Leave it blank because you won't lose any points. I will say Kaplan, who is the #1 preparer of students in SATs, says if you're running short on time, pick a letter and fill in every box with that letter.
We've been covering a lot about how to prepare. So how do you prepare for this section?
Practice. You must practice. And the reason that you have to practice is that most of the SAT is a word problem. And as I said the words, word problem, shivers went through every child in Aroostook County because word problems scare kids. The most important thing for you to remember is to know what the question is asking you. Figure out, is it asking me for hours? Is it asking me for minutes? Maybe it's asking me for miles. Is it asking me how many apples Joe has compared to Betty? Make sure you understand how and what the SAT is asking you to do.
All right, April, we are running out of time, and I know there's a lot more to cover on this. People that are looking for more information can go to govinfund.org. They can also Facebook you.
Yes, they can Facebook me, and we'll have a link that you can click on for a PDF that will hopefully help you prepare a little more. It's right around the corner now.
Perfect. Thanks a lot, April.
Thanks.
All right, let's go to April Loveland now for another look at your weather.